Ray Muniz was a quiet boy. He lived in San Antonio, Texas. The sun was often hot there. He went to high school like other kids. He did his homework. He listened to music. Deep inside, a small dream was growing. One day, a classmate had something to sell. It was an old guitar. Its wood was worn. Its strings were a little loose. The classmate said, "You want it, Ray? I can teach you a few things." Ray looked at the guitar. He felt a pull. This could be the start. The guitar was not shiny or new, but to Ray, it was beautiful. He imagined the music it could make. He didn't have much money. He saved his lunch money for weeks. The moment he finally held it was special. The guitar felt solid in his hands. It felt like a promise. He carried it home carefully. His classmate was true to his word. He became Ray's first guitar teacher. They sat in Ray's garage, or sometimes under a shady tree. The classmate showed Ray where to put his fingers. Ray's fingers fumbled. They felt clumsy on the strings. The tips of his fingers began to hurt. But then, a sound. A clear note. He learned his first chord. Ray practiced every day. The old guitar became a part of him. Ray's love for the guitar grew deeper with each passing day. It was more than just an instrument, it felt like a friend. He spent hours with it. He learned the songs of his heroes. He would listen to a record. Then he would try to find the notes on his guitar. His fingers danced on the fretboard. They were becoming more confident. The guitar seemed to sing in his hands. He felt the music flow through him. It was a language he was learning to speak fluently, but there was a challenge. Ray wanted to sing. He wanted to sing his own words. He wanted to tell his own stories. But singing and playing the guitar at the same time was hard. When he focused on his playing, his voice would falter. When he focused on his singing, his fingers would stumble on the strings. He would try. He would fail. He would get frustrated. He wanted to express everything inside him, but it felt locked. There were moments he thought he had it. A few lines would come out right. The melody, the chords, the words, all together. Then, just as quickly, it would fall apart. He would miss a chord or forget a lyric. The rhythm would escape him. It was a constant struggle. Some friends would laugh a little. Others would encourage him. And Ray did. He was not a quitter. Years went by. Ray Muniz was no longer a beginner. His fingers knew the guitar well. His voice, though still a journey, was finding its place. But something felt incomplete. Ray felt he needed a new name for his musical self, a name that matched the music he wanted to create, a name that felt like a new beginning. He thought about it for a long time. He wanted something that felt true, something that resonated with the sounds he was crafting, the stories he yearned to tell. The name Ray Sharp came to him one evening. He was looking at the city lights. They were bright, clear, sharp. Ray felt like a ray of light, hopeful, direct. Sharp felt like musical precision. It felt like an edge. It felt like a clear vision. Ray Sharp, it sounded right. It felt like him, or the him he wanted to be on stage. It was a name that carried a certain energy, a name that promised something new and exciting. He decided, from now on in music, he would be Ray Sharp. With a new name came a new band. Ray Sharp needed partners. He needed musicians who understood his vision. He found them. Drummers who could lay down a solid beat. Bass players who could make the earth move. One day, Ray Sharp sat down with his guitar. He started to play a new melody. Words came to him. They were about a road, a specific road. United States Highway 385. He knew that road. It started way down south in Big Bend National Park, Texas, a place of stark beauty, of wide open spaces. From there, it traveled north, through plains and small towns, all the way up to Deadwood, South Dakota, a historic town in the Black Hills. It was a long journey, a journey of America. The song US 385 was more than just about a highway. It was a metaphor. It was about life's journey, the long stretches, the unexpected turns, the search for something, the hope of reaching a destination. The lyrics were simple, but they were honest. They spoke of dusty roads and endless skies, of leaving things behind and moving towards something new. The melody was catchy, but it also had a touch of sadness, a yearning. It was a song that made you want to drive. It made you want to dream. Ray Sharp and Spiritual Devil recorded US 385. They put everything they had into it. The raw emotion, the tight musicianship. It was just one song on an album. Section 5. A World in Need, the year 2045. Let us travel forward in time. to the year 2045. 20 years have passed since Ray Sharp's song first touched the world. The world is a different place now. It is a harder place. The warnings about climate change, once distant whispers, became harsh realities. Coastlines have retreated. Famous cities like Miami and New Orleans fight daily battles with the rising sea. Superstorms, once rare, now carve paths of destruction with frightening regularity. The planet groans under the strain of human activity. The weather has become a cruel lottery. Some regions suffer from endless droughts. Farmlands turn to dust. Other places are drowned in relentless floods. Rivers swell and consume towns. Farmers, the backbone of sustenance, struggle to grow enough food. Food prices are high. Clean water is a precious commodity in many parts of the world. People live with a constant, quiet anxiety. An anxiety about the next storm, the next heat wave, the next shortage. Section 6, The President's Call, a Summons for Hope. In this changed world of 2045, Ray Sharp was more than just a musician. His songs, especially US 385, had become beacons. They spoke of resilience, of journeys, of shared humanity. His music was a comfort to many. One ordinary afternoon, the phone rang. It was not an ordinary call. On the other end was an aide from the White House. The President of the United States wished to speak with Ray Sharp. Ray, the boy from San Antonio, was taken aback. He wondered what this could mean. The President's voice was grave, but hopeful. She spoke of the challenges facing the nation and the world. Division was rampant. Fear was a constant companion for many. The global crises of climate and economy weighed heavily on everyone. Mr. Sharp, the President said, your music has a unique way of reaching people. It transcends borders and politics. We need that now. We need a moment of unity, a reminder of what we share, not what tears us apart. She explained her idea. Ray Sharp was invited to perform. Not just any performance, he and Spiritual Devil were asked to headline a special national event. It would be called a Concert for Hope. Section 7, Harmony, at the Capitol, a concert for a generation. The day of a concert for hope arrived. Washington, D.C. was a city holding its breath. A vast crowd gathered on the National Mall, people of all ages, all backgrounds, all beliefs. They came from every state. Some had traveled for days. They carried signs of hope, flags of their nations, and pictures of loved ones. There was a palpable sense of anticipation in the air. The world was watching. Satellites beamed the images globally. Every screen, big or small, was a window to this moment. This was more than a concert. It was a plea. Ray Sharp and Spiritual Devil walked onto the massive stage. Ray, now older, his face etched with the lines of his own journey, looked out at the sea of faces. He saw weariness, he saw anxiety, but beneath it, he saw a flicker of hope, a longing for connection. He took a deep breath. The years of performing had prepared him for big crowds, but this felt different. This felt historic. He felt a strange calm settle over him. He nodded to his band. It was time. They began with US 385. Section 8, Echoes of Change Music's Healing Touch. The Concert for Hope was not a magical solution. The world's problems did not vanish overnight. Climate change still cast its long shadow. Economic disparities still caused hardship. But something shifted that day. A spark was ignited in the hearts of millions. The broadcast carried not just images and sounds, but a feeling of shared experience, of possibility. It was a collective exhalation, a moment where the world paused and listened, not to politicians, but to a musician singing about universal truths. US 385 became more than just a hit song. It solidified its place as a global anthem, an anthem for peace, sung in different languages, in different lands. An anthem for understanding, inspiring dialogues where there had only been silence or conflict. It became a call for taking care of the earth, with environmental groups using its melody for their campaigns. It was a reminder of truth, of authenticity, in an age often clouded by misinformation. The song's simple message of journeying together became a powerful symbol. Inspired by the concert, by the music, by Ray's quiet words, people began to act. Small community projects blossomed, neighbors started talking to neighbors again, working on local solutions for local problems. Environmental cleanups gained more volunteers. Initiatives promoting peace and reconciliation found new energy. Old adversaries in some small corners of the world found the courage to sit down and talk, the echoes of the music perhaps softening hardened stances. It was a grassroots movement fueled by a renewed sense of hope. Section 9, A New Dawn, The Journey Continues. The years after the concert for Hope were filled with challenges. The planet's scars did not heal instantly. Economic systems were slow to transform, but the trajectory had shifted. Despair lifted, replaced by pragmatic optimism. Humanity found new strength. A new era of global cooperation began to dawn. Nations worked together on environmental solutions. They invested in green technologies and sustainable practices. The music bridged divides, inspiring a generation. Ray Sharp continued to make music. His songs became a soundtrack for change. The world was slowly healing, learning to live by peace, love, and truth.